How many of you have ever flown a kite before? It looks easy until the sky changes. People around you shout instructions. Some even try to take over the string. While others, they just laugh from the sidelines. And often, the string snaps. That is what it felt like when I told my family I wanted to study commerce. See, I've always been a good student, the kind who brought home high grades, yet even higher expectations. So naturally, my family, close and distant alike, believed it was obvious that I'd take up science and go on to become a doctor. It wasn't even a conversation. No, it was a certainty. But here's the thing. I loved numbers. But not the kind in a physics derivation, no. I was more fascinated as to why we buy what we buy, how brands shape our behavior, and what really drives the global economy. In short, I didn't want to dissect the human brain. No. I wanted to understand. I wanted to understand the human mind. So, I chose commerce. And suddenly, the storm began. There were whispers. Commerce, are you sure? There were voices. He wasted his potential. There were questions. Is it peer pressure? But above all, there was judgment masked as concern. It wasn't easy standing in the middle of all that, no. Because when the world expects you to fly in one direction, it takes a lot of courage to pull your kite the other way. But here's the thing. I wasn't chasing rebellion. No. I was chasing truth. My truth. So I dove into the world of entrepreneurship and finance. I found comfort not in lab coats, but in business models. And while others were preparing for NEET and JEE, I was designing t-shirts. Yes, t-shirts. Not because I had a grand vision, nor a grand business plan, but because I had feelings that I couldn't explain. Emotions that I didn't know how to voice. I was feeling silence. I was feeling quietness. For the first time ever, I felt anxious. And I felt the burden of being misunderstood. So I put all those emotions and feelings into oversized cotton canvases with colors and textures and fonts that spoke louder than I ever could. I still remember I had designed a t-shirt with the words social introvert. That one design got me more attention than anything I ever said. And that, my friends, is the day I realized expressions don't always need to be loud to be powerful. I started studying neuromarketing out of sheer curiosity. Why do certain textures calm us? Why do certain colors make us feel safe, or bold, or nostalgic even, for that matter? Turns out, our brain loves visual calm and textured contradiction, which basically means we love things that make us feel something without overwhelming us. That is when I began designing with intention. Muted lilacs for safety, charcoal blacks for power, and slight grainy textures to reflect the imperfect human emotions we all have. Every stitch became psychology. Every t-shirt a whisper. Psychology, business, art. These are disciplines that the world often sees as separate. I started to see them for the intricately woven tapestry that they are. And suddenly, my kite started to rise again. Because here's something no one tells you. When you enter a storm, it doesn't mean you're lost. Often, the strongest of the winds are exactly what you need to take off. Today I stand here, not with a perfect plan, but with a quiet conviction that choosing to be different doesn't make you less obedient. It doesn't make you disobedient. It only makes you braver. Braver than the next person standing. Braver than the next person who chose to let others dictate him. Braver than the next person who chose to walk over the scripted path. No, it only makes you braver than them. And if there's something I learned, it's that flying your kite through the roughest of the storms might exactly lead you to your sky. So to every young dreamer caught between what's felt and what's expected,
Hello.
I say this. Don't clip your wings to fit someone else's vision.
Hello.
Let the winds howl, let the doubts swirl.
Ma'am, your mic doesn't work.
Let your kite pull you towards the sky that's meant for you. Because in the end, it doesn't matter how high you fly. What only matters is whether the flight was yours to begin with. Today it might not make sense, my friends, but reflect on it. Someday it will. Thank you.